Well, I will be honest with you. Moving to Neosho was a surprise for everyone. We had asked to stay in Kansas City Metro. My kids had only known really living in Kansas City Metro at that point. We had become kind of a metropolitan type family in many respects. And so when the announcement came of Neosho, I was frankly kind of taken aback by that and was trying to process what that could mean. I think the kids were a little surprised as well because they did not have any idea what to expect. Abby's entire high school here is smaller than her one grade class was in Independence. And so that was a real kind of adjustment for everybody.
Dad told me about how small this place was, and I was like, what? I thought I was gonna grow up next to like a whole bunch of hick kids and we live like way outside of town, but it wasn't like that at all. But it was like an odd feeling. I didn't really know what to think at first. Like we kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, it just kind of took me off guard. Like, oh, I'm gonna be moving somewhere else.
They had known for a while that it was a good possibility we're moving that year. So they had a lot of time to think about moving before really reality kicked in of, okay, this is where we're going, this is gonna be home, but until you really get there kind of thing, you don't understand what it's gonna be like.
We initiated the move. I asked for a move that year with the hopes that we could make one move and they could both complete high school without having to be uprooted. I moved my sophomore year. And I remember that being really difficult. I had grown up in one town with one group of friends in one school really my entire life until I was a sophomore in high school. And that's just a difficult, fragile age to be moving. And so I did not really want that same experience for them. The mistake that I made, and of course I didn't realize I was making it at the time until later, was speaking for the entire family. You know, I think pastors are quick to kind of jump in and put a positive spin on things. We want people to feel comfortable. And so we would be together as a group and folks would say, they would ask the question, so, you know, how's it going? Are you adjusting okay? Are you settling in? And I was always kind of quick to speak up and say, oh, things are a lot better than we expected them to be. This is a really great town. The church is being very sweet to us. We really love it here, which we weren't sure that we would, but it turns out that we really love it here. And that was true for me, but it wasn't necessarily true for my 11-year-old. Ironically, I was most worried for Abby.
I think we prepped more for Abby not liking it, because at that time she was turning 13.
She was 13. She had girlfriends over all the time. I was more worried for her. But as it turns out, she made the adjustment much quicker and easier than Willis did.
I was just like really mixed up and I didn't really know how to handle it and what I should do to like make it better or not make it as worse. Well, my sister kind of made a more effort to like hang out with her friends like from Kansas City and like kind of like find new friends. It took me a while to kind of do that.
Because, you know, moving with kids in the summertime is difficult. There's no school, you don't know anybody, so you don't get invited to things. You kind of have to take the initiative to, to be places where other kids are. And when you feel kind of vulnerable, that's sometimes the last thing you want to do.
I think the biggest thing is just letting everybody take it at their own pace. It's not going to be, no matter where you're going, it's not going to be the same for Mitch, the same for me, the same for the kids. We're all gonna adjust differently, kind of thing. So just if your kids aren't quite into it, give them time. Just treat life kind of like an adventure. It is what it is, and you just kind of deal with it and have some fun along the way.
I felt kind of sad, but I knew that it could possibly be a good thing, and it has been pretty good. I feel like I got to experience new things, and I got a little more privileges. I could walk around by myself, other than like a big city life.
It's not quite as bad as you might take it to be. You'll get used to it, you'll get in the hang of things, and it gets better. It was a nice feeling to restart, and I don't think they should be afraid of that.